All right, chapter 6.2. Before getting to your work for today, let's get straight to the math skills. 4 and 6 being my denominators. 4 cannot turn to 6. The second multiple of 6 is 6 times 2, which is 12. 4 can go into 12, which means 12 is my number. 4 would have to multiply by 3 to be a 12, so multiply the top by 3. 6 would have to multiply by 2 to be 12, so multiply the top by 2. 9 minus 2 is 7. 7 over 12, and again, that is your first answer. We're only doing that quickly because we've been doing that for a quarter, but your multiplication, again, just be careful and make sure you understand these numbers are getting bigger. They're getting more challenging. So here we end up with 1 times 2, which is 2, 1 times 5, which is 5. Bring down your 0. 6 times 2 is 12. Remember, 12 means we write the ones digit and we carry the tens digit. So 12 means put the 2, carry the 1. Then you do 6 times 5, which is 30. Plus 1 makes 31. Then add your columns. 2 plus 0, 2. 5 plus 2, 7. Bring down your 1, bring down your 3, and that is all you have to do. The key is making sure you don't get caught on the carrying portion of your work because it shouldn't be that bad. And again, you've done this process before, so it shouldn't be anything that tough. Freezing on the 2. 4 times 2 is 8. 2 times 3 is 6. Bring down your 0. 7 times 4 is 28. That means put down the 8, carry the 2. 7 times 3 is 21, plus 2 makes 23. Then add your columns. 8 plus 0, 8. 6 plus 8, 14, carry the 1. 1 plus 3, 4. 2. Remember, you don't need to write the 1. You just put 68, 23, 80, and 24, 48 as your numbers. Getting to the color thing here, black 5, black 8. Remember, when the colors are the same, just add them up. So black scored 13. Again, that's the question. How much did they score all together? When the colors are different, your question is who won by how much? So white obviously won by 4 because 7 minus 3 is 4. So that is pretty much what we've been doing. Again, communicate with me if those questions are giving you issues so I can try to help you, but I can't help you till you talk to me. Yesterday, we revisited the skill of solving one-step equations with addition and subtraction. Our first step was to identify what we needed to be moved. Which values need to move in the following? Here would be the, if that's the wall, the 17 needs to move. And remember, we would just subtract 17 and subtract 17. Not going to worry about the answer. In this problem, we needed to move the value with x, which is the 94. So remember, we would add 94 to both sides. Again, not worried about the answer. Here, if that's the wall, x is with negative 62, so we put plus 62, plus 62. That would do it. And here, 86 equals x plus 23. If that's the wall, 23 is with x, which means that we would subtract 23 and subtract 23. Once we were able to identify the value that needed to be moved, we use its opposite operation to move it. Again, let's work through a couple of them very briefly just to make sure we've got it down before we move. Here, t minus 53, 94. I need to move this 53. It is a negative 53, so I will move it by adding 53. That means that t comes down, that's gone, and 94 plus 53 is 7, 14, there we go, 147. Here, 31 is with m, that's a plus 31, so I will move it by subtracting 31. 2 minus 1 is 1, 6 minus 3 is 3, and there is your answer. So that's what we did yesterday. Our next step is to incorporate decimals, but remember that there's truly no difference in effort. You just have to get over your fake fear of decimals. Keep in mind the calculator does all the work anyway, so let's just look at a few new problems and consider what's going on. So s minus 30.4 equals 76.3. What values with s? Of course, is the negative 30.4. Remember again that you have to include that negative. So when you want to solve this, how do you move a negative 30.4? That would be by putting a positive 30.4 on both sides. Bring down the s and use your calculator to find the rest of it. So 76.3 plus 30.4. Ooh, I put 304. 76.3 plus 30.4 equals 106.7. And that's all you have to do. So the work that you did yesterday is still there, still easy enough. You just now have decimals, which just means you have to take your time. 176.3 equals s plus 70.3. What value is with s? Again, s is on the right, so 70.3 is with s. How do you move 70.3? Well, to me, if that's a positive 70.3, I'm going to subtract 70.3. Now all I have to do is type in 176.3 minus 70.3, which gives me 106, equals S, and move from there. All right. Consider the equation again. If P is on the right side, what values with P? Don't forget that's a negative number, so you have to put negative 44.9. Well, how do you move a negative 44.9? That is by using a positive 44.9 on both sides. Then you now take 23.5 plus 44.9 to get 68.4 equals P. Remember, that goes away, so it's no longer there. Again, just walking right through these because it's not anything that's really that tough. You just have to make sure you practice and ask questions where you need to. And then the last one for today before we talk about wrapping it up, y plus 82.8 equals 187.6. The value with y is 82.8 because that's on the left. How do you move an 82.8 that's positive? You use a negative 82.8. Y comes down over here on the other side. Simply type 187.6 minus 82.8, getting 104.8. And again, that's not a tough process. That's why I don't really listen to the people who say I can't do it, this is too tough. I just pretty much say get over it, because once you get over it, it is easy enough to do. Remember, again, our pace is the only negotiation left. It is up to you to try the work. It is also up to you to remember that a skill that has never been learned without a good share of mistakes. So once you accept the challenge and accept the fact you're going to mess up a lot, you'll see just how simple these problems can be. It doesn't mean you'll mess up a lot, but you're going to make mistakes. You have to mess up to learn something new. So don't feel like because you're missing problems that you're doing anything wrong or that you're not smart enough. Just keep working through it. Send me your questions with work and I'll be able to help you. But outside of that, good luck. I will talk to you later.